Hello everyone, this is my review on New Life Spectrum Medical Food Series. One of it is called HeckShield. It's actually used to combat intestinal parasite. So it comes in a blue bottle. So in the description on the bottle, it says that actually it fights off fish parasites such as Hextima and stuff. So practically, like, if you see your corridor starts to have sunken belly, hole in the head, not eating, not being active, isolating himself away from the group, maybe you want to actually try. It's a sign of internal parasite, and maybe you want to actually use HeckShield to actually try to cure it. And then it's actually fish and biological filter safe. And why they mean by that is, as you all know, that actually medication, right? Some medication will ask you to actually take off your biological filter because it tends to kill off your beneficial bacteria in the process. But since that this is a food, it doesn't get dissolved in the water before, so the medication doesn't linger in the water to actually harm your biological filter. And then yes, it's also fish safe because it's not, the medication doesn't linger in the water, so sensitive fish are not really affected by this. Practically it's a food. Then it also contains garlic in the ingredients here. So actually, some medication, fish are some picky fish who will not actually try to eat your medication. So people tend to resort to adding garlic and stuff to your food or to your medication to actually induce the fish to actually take in the medication. But for this case, HeckShield actually contains garlic already, so it contains one of the important factor, or one of the the smell that fishes like, and then they'll actually try to eat your HeckShield. As you all know that actually internal parasite is actually inside the fish, right? So to actually combat internal parasite, fishes have to ingest the medication. Yeah, in order for the medication to reach the parasite inside the gut or inside the liver or stomach to actually kill off the parasite that's hiding inside lah. So practically you have to eat your medication, which means the garlic will actually induce your fish to actually eat the HeckShield, which the HeckShield contains the necessary medication to reach the stomach to kill off the parasite, which is good, right? I would say. And then the ingredients contains a lot of ingredients, contains all the necessary nutrients and vitamins for you to actually feed your fish for during the process, to actually keep them healthy. Yeah, which is good because you don't need to add in vitamins or or other fish food during this process, because you scared that wow, is medication right, my fish wow got enough vitamins or not, got nutrients or not. Yeah, because they contains all these, right, you don't need to worry. Just administrate HeckShield to actually combat the internal parasite during the process. And then this is actually a 3-day treatment. Okay, what do you mean by 3-day treatment? In the instruction stated here is actually 2 times a day. So maybe you can try morning 1 time, night 1 time for 3 days. And then people ask how much to feed, right? So according to this bottle, they say that the quantity should be as much as your fish can eat within 1 minute. So maybe you can just keep adding a bit by bit in a minute to see if your corridors got finished your food. So after 1 minute, if you see that they are actually stop grazing, stop feeding anymore, yeah, don't need to add anymore because it's going to be pointless. All the food is going to end up rot away or sucked by our biological filter. Okay, so why do I actually recommend HeckShield, right? Because for the following reasons. One of the reasons is for people like me who have big tanks. Actually, if you notice, right, to actually treat my whole 6 feet tank, I will actually need 2 bottles of Hexacure for a 3-day course, which is actually very expensive. And then if you compare with HeckShield, I don't think my fish can actually finish this bottle within 3 days, even with my amount of corridors, just for 3 days, 2 times, which is 6 times practically. I don't think my fish can finish this amount in 3 days lah. So I will mean is, in the long run, I will actually save more than rather than having for each treatment I need to buy 2 bottles of Hexacure. Okay. Then the second one is that one thing good about this is because, as you all know, like what I said just now, is because food, medication, you need to let the fish ingest. And then sometimes if you add the medication, you will see, you wonder, my fish got eat the medicine or not. Wow, how to tell? So if for medicated food, right, if you see the food not around, not in the substrate or not in the container or wherever you feed it, means the medication has actually been ingested by your Corydoras and it's inside the stomach, which is good. Means, you know, the first step to success is your fish has actually eaten the pellet which contains the medicine to reach the stomach, you know, to actually combat the parasite is hiding inside there. And yes, it's a food, you know, it's not through medication, so you don't need to worry about, like what I say, cure off your beneficial bacteria. You don't need to worry about, like, you know, will my snail or my prawn or my plant get affected by this HQ, because it's food. It doesn't really, you know, have any medication linger around in your water during this 3 days process. And then, like, for people like me, I'm really very lazy. So what I will do during my QT process, right? Since I'm going to QT my fish, yeah, and then I also need to feed my fish during this QT process, then might as well I just buy HQ and then, you know, to use them during quarantine process. Because first, it acts as a medication. 2, it contains the garlic, so I don't need to add in garlic guard for those fussy fishes, you know, that don't want to eat fish food during the quarantine process. 3 is a food, it contains all the necessary nutrients and stuff. So during these 3 days course, during the quarantine process, I no need to worry about, you know, my quarantine fish not eating and stuff during the medication, because they are eating practically food, right? So they are not hungry, or, you know, they are actually fed during this quarantine process. So practically, to me, it's a lazy man way of doing things. Or, you know, if you don't like tedious process, like, wow, I need to, you know, administrate my medication, I need to try to blend the medication with food, you know, to make sure that my Corydoras got eat the food. Or the going quarantine process, I need to see, you know, whether my fish got eat the medication, or how much to add for my tank. Is it, you know, wow, 40 liters, I need to add how many pills and stuff. Maybe you can try HQ, because like I say, the only thing they say is that, you know, you just need to feed 2 times daily for 3 days, as within 1 minute, as much as your Corydoras can eat. And then you try to actually combat try to, you know, treat your fish, because it contains the necessary ingredients. And then one thing to take note is that this is a medicated food, so you cannot use it as a stable diet, because as you all know that all medication like antibiotics and stuff, right, if you take prolonged period, your body start to build immunity towards the food, to the medication, so which means that, you know, the next time your fish gets sick and you try to actually use the same method to treat your fish will not get treated, because the body has already been immune to the medicine, which means, you know, render the medicine useless, and then your fish going to say bye bye, because yes, it's because the body is immune to this medication. So what I recommend is use during quarantine process, or maybe when doing your quarterly or, you know, yearly deworming. Yes, you can actually use this, or maybe sometimes during your day to day, you see, hey, more of my fish has sunken belly and stuff. Yeah, maybe you can try. It's time to use this HQ lor. And that ends my recommendation on HQ. Hope you like it, and look forward to more reviews from me lah. That's all. Thank you.